Hello, and if you're wondering how on earth bubble guppies is even related to Squid Game, I'll explain it now, because this will shock you. Thanos murdered all of the guppies. First off, he's copied the hair colour of every single guppy that is said to have been killed on the show. And if this theory is correct, after he killed them, he took their hair colour. On top of this, as we go into it more, you'll find bubble guppies is a prediction of 2025. And as you lay there on the ground in 2013, watching it, Thanos was watching you from the window nearby, predicting what he was going to do in the future. Because what if I was to tell you that we're all in Nonny's dream? Bubble Guppies is in fact based on real events that are soon going to happen in 2025. Bubble Guppies is set in 2025, and I can prove this if we fill in the blanks, and today I'm going to do exactly that. You will be surprised at how much this all clicks together. So all of the guppies went to school together in 2025. It was very peaceful, and until one night, it was Molly that dreamt that she was on a trampoline. This was not Molly. This was me. Dreaming I was on a trampoline, I heard a man's voice sounding very similar to Mr. Grouper's underneath saying, "Oh, oh, oh," O representing the O-shaped bubbles in bubble guppies, the O's on Dima's hair, the circles. When I tell my friends I tell friends of mine about this, and one says that he had the exact same dream, except the rabbit was underwater. It was a giant rabbit underneath that changed colours. Much like in the colour song as it's highlighted. Going on from this, the same night that episode aired, I had another dream. It was Molly in the backseat of a car. She said, "Can you see him? No, he's too far away." And on December 26, 2024, Una was murdered by Thanos. He then dyed his hair purple to match his latest victim. To take his and what's more, she was murdered when trying to save Gil. He was the original pick to be the first to go. When she tried to save him, she was murdered. Gil would then live on with the shame that it was him that couldn't save her. To take Gil's mind off of things, he decided he had to rock. He had a great time that night, but was later killed as was intended to begin by Thanos. Following this, Thanos dyed his hair blue. The following night, Molly appeared into my dream to say the now terrifying line, "Can you see him? No, he's too far away." The reason being, she could not see Gil because he was too far away. Too far away from her. He was dead. After that, Molly was later beaten against a tree when Gobi had decided that he wanted to be more well known, Thanos said he'd keep Gobi alive, make him cool, if he killed Molly. Gobi, not being the brightest person out there, took the offer. However, he failed. She did not die. Instead, she was simply sent to a clownbulance, and Gobi was executed. They even say in the song, "Kick out your leg," because Gobi kicked out his legs against her. You can also see here that Una is dressed differently, because she's the one that's now dead. And Gobi is dead too, but he's only in the dying process. After Gobi was executed, by undrowning him, taking him out of the water, Molly was then murdered by Thanos anyway. He dyed his hair pink, and her and Gobi went on a plane to the afterlife. By this point is when you see everything Molly wears is very easy on the eyes, because she's dead. She's an angel. Because of Nonny's extremely close relationship with Una and the grief of now having lost all of them, he went into a coma, and he dreamed it all up years later. That is why his goggles are shaped like an eye mask. That's why it's all blue, much like the eye mask that they put on him. Dima later survived, but she changed her name. She is now the only living, conscious one that is alive. In the present day, she is now 65 years old, and that is why she looks so much older than the others. It's because in real life she is older. In Nonny's mind, as the dreamer, he knows that it's been years. He knows full well that Dima would be much older now, because the real present day is not 2025. That's when Bubble Guppies is set. It's foreshadowing the future. The present day is somewhere in the 2070s, but the last time he saw her was as a child. So what he remembers of her is her as a child, but knowing she's older, he's made her into a 65-year-old, 5-year-old almost. A 65-year-old small child. That's not all. Notice how in so many pictures Dima is upside down. All the others are right way up. If you simply flip it around, Dima would be right way up, the others would be upside down. And when fish die, they're upside down. This is because Dima is the only one that's alive and conscious while Nonny is asleep and dreaming. As well as that, certain famous people, older famous people, could very well be the current Bubble Guppies. A current version of Una, if she'd gotten the chance to live, could very easily pass to be Rebecca Kane. While if Molly had gotten the chance to live, I wouldn't question anyone who said could very easily be Frances Raphael. I might even go as far as to say Christine Baranski as Dima. Bubble Guppies is not just a charming show or an escape children's show. It is the resting place of these children that were victimed to this psychopath whose haircut looked like a purple toilet brush, who would always hang around an Asian man with long hair who looked like he owned an elephant.